Weedcraft Inc. deals with, as the name would suggest, the business of growing and selling marijuana in the United States. But the game's very nature has led to some advertising difficulties on platforms like Facebook and YouTube. According to publisher Developer Digital, the company has not been able to advertise via traditional marketing channels and online platforms like Facebook and Instagram due to state-by-state drug laws and the policies on individual platforms. The varying legality of marijuana in the United States makes this a somewhat unique case. But at the same time, it serves a reminder to other devs of the unexpected issues that can arise when trying to launch or advertise a game that deals with potentially controversial material. In the case of Weedcraft Incorporated, Devolver Digital's Mike Wilson notes that the team anticipated some friction but never at the level we have experienced. On top of losing access to Facebook and Instagram as advertising platforms, Devolver says that YouTube has taken to demonetizing videos that feature the game, dealing a blow to any marketing attempted through content creators on the video platform as well. Earlier today on the DD Twitch channel, White Paper Games game designer Pete Bottomley dropped by the DD Twitch channel to discuss the making of The Occupation, a new investigation game styled after the stealth mechanics of games like Deus Ex and Dishonored that takes place in a locked 4-hour loop. The Occupation's making waves not just because it's a fascinating first-person game, but also because it's the rare video game that does not shy from a politically charged narrative. Now, for your convenience, you can watch Bottomley's chat on the DD Twitch channel in the video above. For more developer interviews and curated DD talks, be sure to follow the DD Twitch channel. The Gamasutra job board is the most diverse, active and established board of its kind for the video game industry. Here is just one of the many positions being advertised right now. Location: Redmond, Washington. Description of duties: summary of requirements. We are an equal opportunity employer of individuals with disabilities and protected veterans, valuing diversity, celebrating strengths. Interested? Apply now. Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gamasutra job board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. Gamasutra's job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Looking for a new job? Get started here. Are you a recruiter looking for talent? Post jobs here. Nexon founder Kim Yoon-ju is reportedly looking to sell a 98.64% controlling stake in the company's holding firm Nick Corp for around $8.9 billion, as reported by Reuters via the Korea Economic Daily. Shares in the Tokyo-based video game company, which operates various popular mobile and PC titles like MAPLAS TRY and Dungeon Theater Online, jumped by around 30% following the news. The company has also helped bring a number of popular franchises like Need for Speed, Final Fantasy, FIFA, and Counter-Strike to the South Korean market. Morgan Stanley and Deutsche Bank have seemingly been brought in to manage the sale, and there's reported interest from potential buyers, including Coca-Cola Corp, Netmarble, EA, and Tencent. Epic Games is opting to let developers decide which platform features they do like to use on their listings on the Epic Games Store, rather than having everything required for all games across the board. It's the same approach company leadership has already said is taking wild game reviews on the Epic Game Store. According to tweets from Epic's Sergey Galyankin, developers will be able to opt into almost all future subsystems on the Epic Game Store, such as achievements, unlocks, and even support tickets. For developers, this means they will have an added level of control over what platform-specific resources their players will have access to through this particular channel. For example, Galyankin says that the system ideally lets smaller devs use the Epic Store's support ticket system, while larger studios with their own support departments can just link to their own services instead. As with the review story from last week, looks of more opt-in features on the Epic Game Store have been met with mixed reactions on social media. For the most part, those against the system view it as Epic Games pushing the burden of community on the support features to other platforms, as compared to the more centralized all-in-one stock pages featured on Steam. But as Galyankin says later on in that same Twitter thread, the Epic Game Store is not trying to imitate Steam, but on a broader topic. Epic is not a better Steam, says Galyankin. It's built on different principles, and while it will have some of Steam's features, it does not aim to mimic it. Risk of Rain 2 has launched into early access on Steam, and is running an interesting promotion for its first 2 days of sale. The game itself surprise launched on Steam today, $90, and players that pick the game up in its first 48 hours get a complimentary second copy of the game to share with a friend. For developer H2O Games, it's a way to get more eyes on the game right out of the gate, while also making it easier for players to lure friends into giving the title's four-player cooperative play a try, without having to sell someone on purchasing their own copy of the game. Running a promotion to highlight a game's co-op features is something the upcoming Wolfenstein Youngblood announced it would be doing, as will this week as well. In that case, Bethesda unveiled that the deluxe edition of the game would include a buddy pass that lets a second player play through the game, so long as they are playing co-op with the original purchaser. Everything developer David Orley's Everything, a follow-up to his 2014 game Mountain, is an unconventional open-world game that does not rely on quests or other familiar design tropes to get players to navigate the world. Instead, it builds a game world that exists from the largest to smallest most possible levels and encourages players to become every object in those environments, which range from planets to lions to buildings to cells to one-dimensional objects. It's not a game with a win state per Southeast, and it does not encourage any competition or conflict. But as orally explained to us today on the Gamasutra Twitch channel, there was a lot of thought put into the game's seemingly undriven nature. For one, Orly says the game largely became possible after experimenting in different game engines and realizing it was possible to bring any object to life. I got really excited about every object in the universe being a playable character. Orly told us that led to thinking about groups of things, and how everything is a member of a group, living or dead. Orly also felt like there was a link between this kind of experimentation and works created in the early days of animation, when 2D animators worked to bring all kinds of objects to life, even ones that had no life at all. Far more insight from Orly on the development of everything, including how the game's cheap movement animations for animals are actually very complex, and how he compares his work in 3D animation versus game development. Be sure to watch the full video seen above. And if you enjoyed this conversation, you can follow the Gamasutra Twitch channel for more developer interviews, editor roundtables and gameplay commentary. THQ Nordic claims the controversial decision to yank Metro Exodus from Steam and launch it as a time-exclusive on the Epic Games Store was made entirely by Koch Media, which owns the Metro game property. Although THQ Nordic owns both Koch Media and its publishing division Deep Silver, THQ Nordic explained the decision to publish Metro Exodus as a timed Epic Store exclusive was made entirely on Koch Media's side, as Metro is their intellectual property. Read the tweet from THQ Nordic. They are a sister company of THQ Nordic VN, which is the reason why we can and will not comment on this matter.